And at this time, Herod is the one who is actually defeated the Nabataeans. So there is this idea here where if they saw that there was this new star in the sky and that there was a king who was being born king of the Jews, they would need to bring tribute. And how do you bring tribute? You bring tribute by bringing gifts, like gold and frankincense and myrrh, which kind of ties together that idea of them having to bring gifts, which is why they go to Herod the Great's palace, which is why they then are looking for the king of the Jews to be born. However, they realize quickly that, no, there's this greater king than King Herod that I have to bring tribute to, and he's actually in Bethlehem, right? And his Bethlehem, this one who's in Bethlehem, the star actually leads them there for that. Now, I don't have proof of that. It's an interesting theory. I kind of like it because it seems to fit well. The Nabataeans are also seen in Scripture, just so that you know. They're also seen in Scripture during John the Baptist. Do you remember the story of Salome where she dances before King Herod? Now, this is King Herod's son, so just so you don't get confused, there's Herod the Great, remember? And Jesus has to flee from Herod the Great and goes to Egypt, and then Herod dies. And then later on in the gospel, you hear about this other King Herod around the time that Jesus is crucified. He doesn't get resurrected. He has a son who has the name Herod. Is anyone named after their father? A few of you? You know what I mean by that then, right? So you have the same name as your dad, but you're known as Herod the Tetrarch. Well, Herod, the second Herod, is the one who's in charge at the time. And Herod, if you remember, Salome dances for him, and this is his brother's wife that he wants to marry. Well, his first wife is actually the daughter of the king of the Nabataeans, and she's the one, after he divorces her to marry his brother's wife, she flees back to her father, and then there's this battle that actually takes place. Why I'm telling you all this is because the one thing I think is so important for us to know about the three wise men is, even though we kind of picture them or put them up on our mantles as part of the nativity scene, they almost seem like not real people, right? They can seem like they're just characters in a story, but they're not. They're real people who lived at a real time, who historically were part of a real story that actually took place. And so don't confuse that. And so the question is, why is God doing this? Why is he putting a star in the sky so that these people can come and to know who he is? The most important thing that I think, our role in the story is the Magi, the wise men. They're the ones who come by the star. Jesus talks about this. He talks about this in John 10:16. He says, I have other sheep that are not of this sheep pen, right? So he's talking about being the good shepherd.